Yeah. Or else what we can do, we can iterate the values and store it in an array, and we can do in that way also, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one. Next we saw about the product.js, and one of example we saw, and one of type also we covered. Okay. Next we have the renderable types, right? So for this, what the React is going to check, right? Whether the prop, whether it is a React node or React element or not. Okay, based on that, it is able to check whether the corresponding property is able to render or not. Okay, so if you take the prop should be anything that can be rendered by a React. It can be a number, string, element, or array, or any fragment. I'll come to what is a fragment later. Okay, containing these types. Okay, so whatever we pass here, right, it will check whether the prop is able to renderable or not. Okay, if it is not renderable, it is going to throw a warning message in the console. Okay, in case of element, okay, it should be a proper React element. Okay, so you remember how it is going to work in case if we are going to send a element inside of another component. It comes as a child, right? Children.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this, by using this, we can check whether the prop has a children or not. Okay. If it is not, it is going to give us a warning message.
Okay.
Okay. Next we have the instance types. Okay. Did you remember instance of operator we have, right? Okay, so yeah, what instance of is going to do? Okay, it is going to check whether the corresponding type is instance of that object or not.
Okay.
Okay. So how we can do it? An example, right? Here, suppose if you take the specifications, right? Or we can create another object called okay, dimensions I'm going to do. Okay, dimensions. Okay, dimension I'm going to mark it as a object. Okay, what type of object is it? I'm going to create a class. Dimensions.js. Okay, how we can create a class? By using simple class, right? Class dimensions, right? Here I'm going to create the constructor, right? Okay, this dot length is equal to, I'm going to pass the length and breadth. Okay, this dot length is equal to length this dot breadth is equal to breadth. Clear? Just and we can also mention this dot
Yeah.
height is equal to height. Okay, so here what we are trying to do, we are creating one dimensions object that we are going to use it in the product, right? For a product.js, the dimension dimensions is a property. So this property must be of type instance, right? It should be an instance of dimensions. Okay, how we are going to do it? What is the property name? Dimensions, right? Prop type dot
Instance.
Instance of expected class. What we are going to give? Dimensions, right?
Okay.
Here now from app.js, what I am going to do? I am going to pass the dimensions, right? How we can pass the dimensions? Dimensions is equal to, if we are going to pass a string, right, which is equal to 200, what will happen? We should get an console warning message, right? Yeah, invalid prop dimensions of type string supplied to product expected instance of dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So how we can create an object for dimensions? Let dimension obj is equal to, what is the keyword? By using that we can create an object. By using a
New
keyword, right? Yes. New dimensions. I'm going to pass 100, 200, 300. Okay, now what will happen? We will get an error, right? Did I save? Save. Okay. Yeah. I created an object, but I am not passing to the property, right? Understood?
Yeah.
That's why we are getting the same value. Okay, what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass the prop. Clear it? Now we should expect a error, right? Since we are trying to display the object, right, directly, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to use JSON dot stringify of dimensions. Okay, now if we see the result, we will be able to see the length, breadth and height. Understood that?
Yes.
Okay. Next we have array of we have. Okay, by using the array of what we can check whether the particular value in the array is item in the array is particular type or not. Okay, so based on this we can check whether the array of elements contains a particular type or not. If not, it will throws a warning message on the console. Okay, in case of the multiple array prop, right, we can use the combination of array of and one of type, correct? So what it is going to check, it is going to check for all the values in the array having this any of type or not. Okay, if it did not match, it is going to throw a console warning message.
Okay.
Yeah, you can try any example on this by taking an array, taking a simple array with numbers and another array combination of numbers and string and another and array. You can try an example on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Next we have object of, right? Okay, what it is going to do, it is going to check whether the property is an object or not. Okay, so object, what object contains?
Key value page.
Key value page set. Okay, so the keys contains the values, right? So by using object of, what we can check? We can check whether the values in the values for the object having this type or not.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
So if you take this boolean object prop, right, what it is saying, all the values in the object must have a boolean, otherwise you will get a console warning.
Okay.
Next, yeah, multiple object prop. Okay, the above one will take only one prop, but in case of this one off, by using combination of object of and one of type, we can check both the we can take the multiple type of values for the keys, the whatever we are going to mention as a property for the object.
Okay.
Okay, next we have the prop types dot shape. Prop types dot shape. Okay, in case of earlier, just we checked whether the object of will check whether the values for the object keys have specified type or not. Okay, by using the shape, what we can check? We can check whether the object keys have a specified set of keys or not. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you take any profile component, for that what we are going to check, we are going to expect an object of ID, full name, gender, birth date, each other must have contain the values with the keys. Otherwise, what it is going to do, it is going to give a warning message for us.
Okay.
Okay. And also we can mention the is required here. Okay. So in case of here, all the object keys have optional here. But if we are going to specify the required, then automatically the object must have these keys inside of it.
Okay. So if we specified with is required, then it just shows a console error, or like it interrupts the program.
No, it doesn't interrupt the program. Just it won't.
Okay.
Yeah, console warning only you will get.
Okay.
Okay, so okay. Next we have exact. Right? Okay, by using exact, we can check whether the property contains the exact type of values or not, keys. What is the difference between for stricter or okay, we will see an example on this. Okay, I'm going to create a profile, right? Component. Profile.js, right? This. Yeah. Okay, first function, I'm going to create function profile. It takes an property called profile object. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to return h1/h1 the profile details. Okay, inside of this, just I'm going to create a paragraph. And this paragraph will have a JSON.stringify of profile object. So now we are going to check whether this profile object has a certain shape or not. Okay. How we are going to do? First we have to check the profile dot component. We have to import, right? Prop text. Import. Let me import from here. Import prop types and React. Okay, profile dot prop types is equal to, right? Under this, what is the object we have? Profile object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, profile object of. Okay, right. This should be having a shape, right? For that, what we have? Profile types dot shape we have, right?
Yeah.
Prop types dot shape. Okay, I will copy this one. Okay, so here just we created an object. I mean to say an object shape with the keys and their types, right?
Yes.
So whenever we pass this prop type, right, profile object property, it must contain this shape. Otherwise, we will get a console warning, right? So what we are trying to do, we need to call this component, right?
Yeah.
From the app component. Okay, export default profile. Okay, so now I will go to the app component. Yes, H1. Prop types dot shape of example, right? Okay, for this I'm going to call a profile, right? Okay, it is going to take a property called profile object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to create a profile object here. Okay, left profile is equal to, okay, what we are expecting, ID, right? ID comma, I'm going to give some text. We'll see whether we are getting any error or not. Now, if we are trying to run this, okay, I'm going to pass this profile object to the corresponding property. Now, type of static class. Okay. Okay. Now we will be able to. Oh, okay. Okay. So did I print the profile object there? Profile object I mentioned, right? profile object is equal to profile. Okay, instances of I mentioned it.
Yeah.
It should be instance of. So the profile. Okay, so it should be an instance of date, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now if you see, still there. Okay. Now we can see the profile details, and also we are not seeing any messages. Why? Okay, maybe because those are optional, right? Maybe because of that we are not able to see the message. Let me add is required, right?
Okay.
I will mention. For the object dot shape. Okay, I will check and let you know how shape works.
Okay.
So, okay, in case of exact, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I change this to exact, we'll see what will happen. First, in case of exact, what should happen, right? So, if you take the an object like score, okay, score is an object, okay. So, I'm expecting always score must have the each and values are what marks and percentage.
Okay.
Subject and percentage. Subject and percentage. Okay, in that case, what we can use? We can mark this property as a exact, and inside that it should contain a subject and percentage. Okay. Okay. So I will check and let you know about this shape and object.
Okay.
So now we can see the required types, right? So far whatever we covered, all are optional, right? So we can change any property as a is required, then automatically the corresponding prop is going to be required. Okay, so in that case we will get a console warning. Okay, so if you see, right, so any prop types dot any dot is required. If we mention, it is going to be a console warning. We will get it. Okay, so in case of the required function prop is required, and enum prop we know how to create it, one of read write. So if we mention is required, it will come like this. Okay, in case of shape is required, I think. Okay, so if you see here, right, for shape we have to mention dot is required like this. Shape, right? Okay, if you observe it, if we are mentioning the is required, it is trying to validate that.
Okay.
Okay, invalid prop profile object dot id of type string supplied to profile expected number, right? So yeah, I think in this way it is going to work for shape. Okay, next, you remember, right, we created a button, right? So for the button text I mentioned is required. So what you are going to create, right, for this button, I'm going to pass an attribute called, do an exercise this one. If I pass the, I will mention as a property is read only or is disable. Understood?
Okay.
Okay, if I'm going to pass as a false, okay, it should be enabled, right? Okay, if we are going to pass true, it should be disabled.
Yeah.
Okay, by default, okay, this is disable is a optional parameter, optional property for this button component, and also by default it contains the value as a false.
Okay.
Can you work on this?
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, we are going to see about the custom validators. Okay. In case of by using the is required type, only we can check whether the prop is required or not. Okay. Suppose if we want to perform any property as a custom validations, like suppose I have a name attribute or name property. I want to check whether the name should contain only these many characters or it should not exceed the length. Okay, so in that case we require to write the custom validations. So for that, okay, we can use the any function as a property value. Okay, so the syntax is, so assume I have a component, right? So how we are going to specify the prop types? Component dot prop types, right? Prop types is equal to, now if we are going to specify the string required, how we are going to do it? Prop types dot string dot is required, right? Like this we use it to do. Okay, but I don't want to do it like this. I want something like it should contain the length must be less than 6. Right? So for that, what it expects is we can pass any function name as a property value inside of our prop types. Okay, so I'm going to mention check title. Okay, so what will happen here, right? This check title function automatically have the certain parameters or certain arguments. So automatically this prop types library is going to send 3 parameters or 3 arguments whenever it is going to perform any validation on title, right? So the parameters or arguments for this check title are, the first one is the props. Okay, it is going to send all the props whatever we are passing to this component.
Okay.
Understood that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next argument is the prop name. Okay, the name of the prop for which we are trying to validate.
Okay.
Correct? Name of the prop be validated. Okay, next it is going to pass the name of the component. Third argument as a component name. Okay, clear, right?
Yes.
So now I'm going to create a component called customer. Okay, customer name should not be greater than 6 characters. I want to give a console warning message. Okay. So whenever it is going to check, right? So the return type of this function must have an error object. Okay, it should return an error object. Okay, if any validation fails. Okay, if all validations are good, no need to send any error. In that case, just we can return the null. Then it won't give any console warning message on the console. Okay, so now I'm going to create one component called customer. I'm going to create at customer.js. Okay, export default customer. What happened? What is the issue? Can it come? We didn't specify any function keyword, right?
Okay.
So now what it will do, it accepting the name as a prop. Okay, so for this I'm going to return h1 slash div. Here I'm going to display the name of the count. Now we have to create a custom validator for this name check, right? So what I'm going to do, first customer dot prop types, right, is equal to, this takes an object. Object has prop key value. Key value is name. Okay, for this I'm going to check name tick. Right, so you remember it takes the function that I'm going to create a function. Okay, so the first parameter is the prop, right? Second one is the name of the prop it is going to do. Next is the component name, correct?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to display the properties. Now I'm going to pass the customer, or call this customer from custom validations. Customer by passing name is equal to some name. Okay, so now did we import a customer? Small p. Have you observed the console log? We have a, I mentioned 3, right? First is the list of the props that it is receiving for the component. The second one is the name of the property that we are trying to validate, correct?
Yeah.
Next is the name of the component. Now you have to tell me how to do this validation. First step, what we have to do?
Prop type.
First we have to take the value of the name, right?
Yeah.
In order to perform the validation. How we can do it? Props is an object, right?
Okay.
Where is our prop? Property is like under prop name, right? Clear it?
Okay.
Yeah. So what is your next step? If I'm going to check whether the type of name, okay, type of name is string or not, okay. Okay, if it is string, what I'm going to do, I'm going to return an error message, right? If the length is greater than or equal to 6, okay. Value dot name dot length. Okay, I'm expecting 6 characters. 6 or less than 6. Okay, if it is greater than or equal to 6, I'm returning what I can return. Error message, right? I told you we have to return an error object. Okay, error object will have a, are you seeing?
Yeah.
Message it accepts, right? Okay, so do you remember this one?
Yeah.
What is this called?
Instead of string. I just forgot the name. Backticks.
Backticks, right? Template literals we call it as.
Yeah.
Swan. Okay, else just return null. Okay, if everything is okay, I'm returning null. Otherwise, just I'm returning an error saying the prop name in component is longer than 6 characters. So if we are trying to run, we won't get any error message, right? So I'm trying to add another call for my customer by passing the long value. Okay, now are you seeing? Naming customer is longer than 6 characters.
Okay.
Clear it? So yeah, in this way we are going to validate for a simple type, right? So suppose if we have a collection type, right? How we are going to do the validation, right? Okay, so whenever we are going to use the prop types, how we are going to specify the type for a collection type by using the array of or object of, right? Correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So suppose we have a emails list as a property, right? User is going to send emails as part of array. Okay, primary email, correct? I'm expecting secondary email like this. Okay, now I want to validate the each value in this array. Okay, so similarly what we can do, right? So whenever we are trying to use the array of our object of, that time we can pass the function for this email check. Okay, so how it should be something like this. Okay, component dot prop types is equal to, assume we are passing emails, prop types dot, right, prop types dot array of, right, okay, is valid email. We are going to pass a function here. Now earlier the name check function automatically the prop types library sent 3 parameters for us, or 3 arguments. What are those? Props, prop name, component name, right?
Yes.
Okay, in case of the collection type, what it is going to do, it is going to send 5 arguments instead of 3. Okay, so what are those is nothing but the prop value, okay, and the key of the current item in the function. Let me open this documentation. Okay, these are the arguments it is going to send. What are those? First one is the prop value. Okay, prop value is nothing but the array object itself. Array object itself. Next, the key is nothing but the key of the current iteration. Okay, in case of array, I think it will be index number, I think so. Okay, in case of object, it is the key value. Okay, component name, this we know. Okay, the location of the validated data, right? So it should be the, it is usually a prop. Okay, we will see that. Next we have the prop full name. Okay, the fully resolved name of the current item being validated is going to send. Okay, now we are going to see one example on this. Okay, so what I am going to do, okay, we have the profile, right? So I am expecting the emails, right? So like this. So I am going to copy this. Okay, prop types dot array of validate email prop. I am going to copy the email prop here. Okay, just it is a simple validation. So now, yeah, so if you see here, it accepts the prop value, key, component name, location, and prop full name. Understood it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something we have a regular expression to check the email have correct format or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here, the collection contains how many emails? N number of emails, right? So for each email, I'm going to call my validate email function.
Okay.
You are the loop I'm calling.
Yeah.
Okay. So the prop value is nothing but the whole object or array what we are passing it.
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add emails, right? Now let me print the emails here. Emails dot, what is that method we have? Concatenates join, right? And it returns a comma separated values, right? You remember?
Yeah.
Js. Okay, so name we have already. For the customer name is equal to roles. Okay, emails we require an array, right? Array of values. Okay, 1, 2, 3, comma. You can pass anything. So now what should we are expecting? Cannot read property join of undefined. I'm passing. Okay. So what we can do to resolve this? In why I'm getting that error? I'm not passing any value in the email set for the date and 49.
Okay.
So it will be the undefined, right?
Yeah.
So I can write no emails. No email is something. No email. Okay. Now, if you see, you'll be able to see the result. But we are expecting some messages, right? So you are seeing you have entered an invalid email address. Okay, so this is the actual one. You can see this. Actually, it should show some error message. showing this. Customer.js. Okay, let me put here. Okay. I think we have to pass a string to the error object, right? Okay. Okay. So what will happen right here? I pass it two values. What are those? 1, 2, 3, and some number. So these two are not a valid email addresses, right? So if you observe, I return 1, 2, 3 is not a valid email address in customer, and second one is not a valid email address in customer.
Okay.
So how is it coming? So if you observe, so the prop value, you can see the each one here. Okay, prop value is this one. I told you, right? The prop value is an object, right? Or array, whatever we pass. Okay, the key, the first key, it is 0. The second one, customer, right? The location is nothing but the prop. By default, it comes as a prop. Okay, prop full name. Okay, prop full name, it is showing as a emails of 0. Okay, which is nothing but what is the prop name that we are sending, right? I think it is showing as a email of 0. Okay, so what we can do in this, we can add this prop full name as well. Always it is showing emails of 0, right? I'm expecting here emails of 0 and emails of 1. You're following it in case of array. Okay, but in case of an object, this should be the corresponding key value. Okay, I'm not sure why we are getting okay, fine. So yeah, I'm trying to iterate the arrays and validating the corresponding value. If any validation occurs, I'm adding to array. Okay, array dot push. If array dot length is equal to 0, I'm returning null. Otherwise, I'm returning an error saying we have a validation message. So if you go to the app.js, if we are going to pass a valid email addresses, so what it is going to happen, we won't see any error message for those two, right? Let me refresh once. Okay, so you will be able to see those two are a valid email addresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. You observe here the whatever the function we have created, right? And we have configured for that type of array type, right? So what it is trying to do, it is trying to call this function for each element or each key in the object or each element in the array. It is trying to call this function. Okay, in case of object, this will be the key. In case of array, it will be the name of the object prop with the index. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet with the state management, how we are going to do it in React.
Okay.
Yeah, will you be able to download the video?